Hey everybody, welcome back to Sunny Cove Farm. My name's Christina. I'm sorry it has been a while since our last recording. The last video, if you watched it, was around May, springtime on the farm, and it was titled, When Will It Stop Raining? Or Why Won't It Stop Raining? And I'm here to say careful what you wish for because it stopped. And we experienced a severe drought this summer. So I'm going to catch you up on all the things farm. I can't wait to visit with you guys and tell you what's going on in our life. Starting in June on the farm, we brought on Deb Oliver as our CSA manager. She's been such a blessing. She's done an amazing job. I was really in over my head with my workload between running the farm store, homeschooling our children, running the garden operation and the produce, helping Kelby with the milking and the numbers, and then all the CSA stuff. So Deb has taken that right off my plate. And although I really miss talking to you guys as much as I used to, I think Deb has done a great job at representing the love that we feel for all of our CSA members and keeping our structure in place, talking to coordinators, that type of thing. I'm so thankful for her. And thankful for you guys, if your members, is being resilient with the transition of all that. So that was kind of what we did the month of June. And then, funny thing, on the 4th of July, I was watching the fireworks and I was feeling a little bit off. And all of a sudden, I felt a baby kick in my belly. And I found out I was pregnant. That was a huge shock for Kelby and I. We have some big plans and things coming down the pipeline for us at the farm. And a baby was not quite in the plan, but that's okay. We're so excited for this little one. It's going to make number 5 for our family. We don't know the gender. We're not going to find out. But I am due in February. And when I get pregnant, I get really sick. I have something called hyperemesis gravidarum, which is a really long term to say she who pukes a lot. And so I spent pretty much the month of July and almost all of August barely surviving. And this is my 5th go around, so I knew what to expect. There is medication available for HG, but I didn't want to take it this time. It makes you very drowsy and it doesn't quite take all the nausea away. So I decided to tough it out, and I did things like castor oil packs and loaded teas that have like electrolytes and vitamins and minerals in them. In the beginning, I was able to take supplements like probiotics and magnesium, and that helped. But towards the end of July, I was so sick that I couldn't keep anything down. I wasn't able to eat for several weeks, and I just, survival mode for our family. So it was really hard season. And on top of all of that, we were experiencing a drought. And what the drought did for our farm was it made more work for Kelby, especially because high quality feed is number one for us and our animals. And so as the pastures stopped getting rain, they stopped producing high levels of nutrients in the forage itself that the animals were eating. So Kelby had to do something called flail chopping, where he would drive to faraway pastures that might have been more nutrient dense or just have more volume than our home pastures had. And he would chop them and bring it to the home farm for the animals to eat 1 or 2 times a day. We also started feeding like some of our high quality hay that was supposed to be for winter time, and just doing everything we could to help the animals maintain their nutrition, maintain their condition, even though the environmental factors were really coming against us. And I describe it kind of like a sponge. If we are meant to live, which we are on somewhat of a moist sponge, it's like how your sponge feels an hour after washing dishes. That's what the earth feels like. And as the drought sets in, that sponge, which is the earth, starts to dry up, and it gets to like that crispy, like the next morning sponge where it's like real dry. And that has an effect on us on a cellular level. We just felt dry as people, like our lips felt chapped, and there was just no moisture in the air at all for months. And it's a level of stress that you can't explain because it's your body's chemistry that's off. And so even though the animals were still getting high quality feed, one of the side effects of the drought was that that stress of being on this dry sponge um, would just kind of suck the moisture out of their body. And so a lot of cows dried up and stopped producing milk or produced a lot less milk. So this summer, if you speak in pounds, that's how we measure our milk. We were making about 700 pounds of milk, and which is like several hundred gallons of milk. And our poundage got cut in less than half. So come September, we were down to like 300 pounds a day. And that was drastic for us as a farm, for our members, for projections. We still have not been able to skim any cream and, make any of the added value products that we were doing. So it's been a hard season of that. And we really appreciate everyone's support as you've come in and you've been so gracious to us for not having milk and just not even sure when we'll have milk again. Similar to when we have our babies and we're nursing a baby and then like a mother dries up. If a baby stops nursing, a mom dries up. Same thing happened with the cows. So a lot of the cows just kind of dried up and they won't produce again until they have another baby. So that was a lot of stress on us, on top of me being really, really sick. And it was a hard season, but we learned a lot. We learned to just trust in God for provision. And, in farming, there's so many factors that are beyond our control. And I think in life too, right? Like we can't predict the weather. We can't predict what will happen that day. We can wake up and intend it to be a great day. And then like a bus can crash into our house. And so, we never know what's going to happen. And I think what I learned in this season is that your perspective determines your reality. And I really tried to focus on gratitude, try to focus on what is truth in my life, what is constant truth, and all those other factors that I couldn't control. Like it's not worth even worrying or stressing about because it's beyond my control. So there is just a greater power that is moving those parts and working them for good. So it finally started raining in October, and I am so thankful. Um, The rain brought a lot of relief to us, but like I mentioned, once a cow dries off, it dries off. And so we are coming back into milk. Today was a small victory in that we hit 400 pounds for the first time since probably July, maybe August. And so it's coming back. I'm so excited for the Christmas season and baking. We're hoping to have lots of milk through the baking season and lots of new babies on the farm. I think we've had 4 or 5 last month and they're so cute. And we love when you guys come and visit us and get to snuggle the babies too. Our farm is always open to you. And I'm sure I'm forgetting other updates on the farm. We've had lots of new products in the store. I started making soap, which I just love. I'm really enjoying that. And every time you guys buy a bar of soap from me, I get to make another batch. So that just makes me really excited to create new flavors and varieties. And yeah, we're just bringing in new products and hearing from you guys on how we can better serve your families wholesome food. And I'm just so thankful for our community. I'm thankful that during this time, even though a lot of you didn't know we were struggling, you just came alongside and your words encouraged us. The little things here and there that were said, they meant a lot in those hard days. And we really couldn't have gotten through this season without you. So I just wanted to use this video to say thank you and catch you guys all up on our little family surprise. And there's something else really big that's coming. And I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but I will in my next video. So that's a teaser for you. I cannot wait to share this huge dream that Kelby and I have had for years. Um, and it's coming to reality. Oh, I'm getting emotional, John. This is a dream that we kind of joked about for 10 years. And I think through the hard of this season, it really kept us going. because we just knew it was gonna happen. It was gonna come to fruition. And it still hasn't yet. We have little baby steps. We have nothing tangible, really. Um, but we have some big baby steps that have been taken. And it's gonna look a lot different on this farm in a year. And it's really going to help us continue to further our goal of creating a safe space for our community here on the farm where they can unplug and connect with nature, where we can come together as a community in kindness and love for one another and just live life together. And that's why we farm. That's why we have the farm store. And that's why we didn't throw in the towel 5 years ago when the milk truck was barely paying us to keep the lights on. And we didn't think that we would make it as a farm. We stayed farming for our community. And this is just another chapter that I'm so excited for. And I cannot wait to share it with you. Anyway, thank you for putting up with this sappy, hormonal pregnant lady. I hope that I get to talk to you all very soon.